The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB-TV.
Well, my girl's got the sweetest pussy, nestles in her lap.
Welcome to
SinCityBounty.com.
Hey, it's testing day here on the Bounty. Here on the Bounty.
It's
Here on the B.
SSB. It's test tube Tuesday.
Test Tube Tuesday.
Oh, you want to hear something super
That's
gross?
cool. I like that. What's that?
My daughter brought home a test tube from school.
Ew.
That she's like, look, it's super cool. It's blood and plasma. It's like separated or whatever.
Oh, do they have a centrifuge? Like they were able to separate it?
I have no idea, but she's like, the teacher said we could bring it home, and I'm like, this feels really safe. So great idea. Totally send high schoolers home with that shit.
Maybe it's her own blood.
I don't think it is. Like, I think, well, I don't know, maybe.
Share, write a post.
We seem like we're all on the phone, and it is. We're checking porn first, but
Always check your porn first.
always, just in case any good videos are like in the drop down.
So for anyone who is listening live over on WWDB TV, thank you very much for listening live
Yes,
on our
buddy.
on our website,
Yeah, buddy.
our production company's website. You are missing out on the visual of us in kitty cat headbands.
Yes. And then there are people who listen to our podcasts as well.
That's
Yes.
true.
So we do have podcast listeners, which we love because that's what we started out as, was just a podcast.
I had somebody tell me they have no idea what we look like.
Right.
They
That's
only
wonderful.
listen to us via podcast.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
They
it's
can just imagine it.
it's really cool because then if we meet each other and then you find out who I am, you don't immediately start the conversation with jack off face. It's really nice.
How about when I start the conversation with jack off face?
Well, I expect you to start it.
happened. It has happened.
I expect you to start it with jack off face. So anyway, for those of you who are listening and not watching, if you would like a good visual for a live, go to our Facebook page, Sin City Bounty. And for non-live or archived versions, hit up our YouTube page, also Sin City Bounty. We are interweb whores, and you can find us everywhere at Sin City Bounty.
Which worries me a little bit if people don't know exactly what we look like, because we are internet whores and our pictures are fucking everywhere.
Everywhere. We are on all of the Facebooks.
All of the Facebooks.
all the socials, all the medias.
All the medias. All the websites. All of them.
Which, yeah, I don't understand if they don't know what we look like. You have the biggest fan base, of course, Toxie. You are the diva of the group.
I give a lot of parking lot blowjobs. Like, I'm like, do you promise to watch the show? All right.
I usually am standing guard. She has done the ski jump handy where it's one guy on each side.
Yeah, I'm like, you both promised to watch the show.
For those of you who are listening and not watching, you missed my interpretation of Toxie giving a ski jump handy. And it was
Hashtag
fucking
ski
hilarious.
It was hilarious.
That's basically how it happens. And then I'm
Hashtag
then I'm like,
Olympic hand jobs.
Then I'm like, Sierra, spit. Spit. Come on, guys. You gotta promise. Bring those numbers up, boys. Bring those numbers up.
So, Sierra and I ran into somebody, I'm not going to say her name, But we ran into somebody in the hall that we love dearly, and we asked her the question, when are you going to be old enough to come on our show?
And she is currently over 18, but at first I said you have to be old enough to drink, and I was like, no, you need to be old enough to rent a car.
So we have 5 more years before this particular person can come on our show.
And even then, it's kind of questionable, only because
we've known her since she was like 15.
Right. So I watched, for some reason, every week I have to watch Southern Nevada Sports News. I hate sports. I'm not a fan of sports, but I watch these guys, right?
Do you love them?
I kind of do. Both of them are very handsome. So, but that's not why.
they are actually.
They are quite handsome.
Yeah.
There's Bill and Jeff. If you don't know, you have to watch Southern Nevada Sports News, especially if you like sports. And they talked about all the Vegas things, because we've got NASCAR here, we've got soccer here. There was rugby here. Did you know that there was
We
rugby
missed
here?
rugby. I saw photos
I know.
after.
It was here this last weekend.
Yeah, I had a decision to make. It was either going to be NASCAR or rugby or gaming, and I
you chose
opted with
gaming.
gaming. I did, and I loved
true nerd
every
fashion.
fucking minute
But
of it.
the SN Squared guys, that's what I call them, SN Squared, Southern Nevada Sports News, SNSN, they mentioned us, but they did not mention us by name. They mentioned, because WWDBTV.com has a variety of shows that run the entire gamut.
From sweet
Right?
and adorable, tiny little innocent children to us.
That's exactly the two that they mentioned.
I love that we're the farthest end of the
We
scale.
We are
Like,
the farthest
when-
end of the
They
scale.
say,
It's so many different shows, but we're the farthest possible end.
We're like, what's the worst one? Well, there's these 3 fat chicks.
and
and then the innocent one are the 2 young girls.
girls.
And it was so funny because that's exactly who they mentioned. They said, you have this sweet little show with these sweet little girls, and then you have these 3 ladies. Don't watch the show with the kids. And we're like, that's right. I was like nodding my head the whole
Yes.
time. That's right. Don't watch the show with the
I
kids.
always say
Or-
like NSFW, except we're not getting naked. When you say that, people think we're gonna diddle each other, which we do under the table. You guys don't know that, but
If
from
you
what
ever join
see-
us at the studios, just saying.
We have guests who will
Just
attest to
saying.
that.
but they assume when I say that it's a little bit more. I'm like, no, we don't get naked, and it's just what we say. It's based on content. Or
Yeah, and
word.
even if we did not ever say a single fucking curse word on this show, it would still not be safe for work because we talk about butt sex.
We talk about exploding anuses.
True dat.
Yo.
Last week was all about my booty.
It was all about shit
All
coming
about
out
my
your
booty. And my pod bay doors.
What's a pod bay door?
What?
Cute. Smile. Haven't you ever seen Space Odyssey 2001 with the weird creepy space baby at the end?
No.
Okay. I'm going to educate
Have you watched any science fiction or space-oriented movie or show?
Yeah, I watched that one show because I was seeing a guy, and he
right.
watched it, and I watched it.
Which
So
show?
For the
the
most
cargo
part.
area when the doors open.
Yeah, those are usually pod bay doors. They're referred to as cargo bay doors, pod bay doors, whatever.
Why can't you just call it the doors that flop open and people fall out?
Because. Never mind.
Because in order to maintain my platinum level nerd card, I have to use pod
In
bay
order
doors.
to maintain.
In order to maintain.
Yes.
Yes. Instead of going to see hot sweaty dudes play rugby, I watched hot sweaty dudes play card games.
Open the
Were
pod
they
bay
hot and
doors,
sweaty
Hal.
playing
disappointed
cards?
right now.
Because I'm a
No.
little worried if they were actually hot and sweaty playing cards.
No, they're all hot. I'm just sweaty.
The sweaty comes from you.
The sweaty comes from me. Because you all know I'm hot wherever I go, so. No, the Geek Lounge, which has been on hiatus for quite a while now, they game together regularly, and so I've been invited to occasionally join them for gaming, and I did. And
I know you saw Adam. Did you get to see Luis
I did.
and Munch?
No,
No,
he's
No,
not-
why didn't you invite me to this game night?
Because it's nerd
I
stuff.
would not have enjoyed
I would have
this.
served chips or
You
something.
just asked what are pod bay doors.
I
There
would have
is-
served chips.
Do you know anything about Monty Python and the Holy Grail? then you could
It's
not
a
have
big
participated.
snake.
You could not have participated in the third act of this gaming night. The second act. Do you know any Star Trek trivia at all?
Yes, it involves a ship and Spock.
We had to quote like
that.
yeah, that's my favorite scene. We had to recognize quotes that were so obscure. By the way, the biggest nerd in the room was Adam.
Of course.
He totally trounced us.
He
in that
was a
Star Trek
host of the
trivia
Geek
game.
Lounge.
Yeah.
He has to be.
No. Because Luis, last place.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, huh? Not as big a Star Trek nerd as the rest.
He was more of a gamer.
I wouldn't even say the rest of us
He
because
was more of a gamer and a comic nerd than anything.
there was only
else.
two people at the head of the board. The rest of us were at the very back, at the bottom, at the end. At this point, we were just rolling to get one space forward. We had no hope of winning about 5 rolls into the game.
So we have Jasper in Jasper on the chat. Hi, Jasper. We have Tony Wahlberg. That's a good name. He says,
Tony's the male model.
my favorite sexy Vegas ladies. And he says he is eventually going to make it out here to be in studio with us. Goddamn right you
Hell
are.
yeah!
We've also got Nashoba in chat with us. And I think that's it. I can't see any other names.
don't see
I see Vendetta's picture, but I don't see him as George. Oh, there he is. Vendetta is now with us, too. Okay. So, we are testing out bentonite.
It is the Health and Beauty Aztec Secret Indian Healing Clay, world's most powerful facial. And I giggle every time I hear facial. So
Why?
Bukkake. Don't you think of like a
I think
got
of
it.
him
facial?
coming on
Got
my
it, got it,
face.
got it,
Yeah,
got
that's
it,
a
got it.
facial.
Or like,
Or me.
multiple guys just...
Ooh, this is pretty.
Wow, you're really into that, aren't you? All right. I am going to read the instructions. Facials, acne, body wraps, clay baths, foot soaks, chilled clay for knee packs, and insect bites. Enjoy the benefits of clay in your own home. Beautify and refresh. Directions. Mix clay with equal parts of raw apple cider vinegar and or water. We opted for water because I don't think she can do apple cider vinegar. Right? No.
How do you know raw apple cider? I mean,
It's with the mom.
I have Heinz at home.
No, there's one that's called with the mom. It's a special kind. It's Bragg's.
Yeah, it's a special kind.
Yeah, you pay more for that.
Okay.
Use a non-metal bowl and utensil. Stir the mixture well to a smooth paste. Add more clay or liquid as needed. Apply 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch. That is a lot of clay. To the face, or it says area because when I took the thingy off, it ripped some of it off. So I don't know what the area part is.
So basically, we just put it on our face.
Let it dry 5 to 10 minutes for delicate skin, 15 to 20 minutes for normal skin. You will feel a pulling and tightening sensation.
Yeah, you will.
Feel your face pulsate.
Pulsate!
Remove clay by washing with warm water. Well, we have cold water. That's what we'll use.
Do we have to do it?
I'm like sitting here thinking, can we put some of this on my ass and see?
Slight redness of the skin is normal. Will disappear in about 30 minutes. Removes impurities
Right when
and
the
dirt from
show's
the
over.
clay. Yeah. 1 pound of clay makes 10 to 15 facials. Use it once per week for the family. More often for problem skin. Men love it too. For external use only.
Shit. So you cannot use it for vag skin.
No.
That was the first thing Johnny said.
So it says.
It's the kind of clay masks, people, that you cannot see on camera.
Yeah.
Like we're using them down here.
So I bought us these after our fingers got all goopy last week because we had that teeny tiny little thingy and it just wasn't working. So I bought us silicone spatulas for our face. They're specifically for facials. So you want pink or blue?
Blue.
Okay.
She's going to use her fingers anyway because last week she one-upped us and said, you're supposed to use...
I know, but you could use this. You want that one?
You're
You could
supposed to use your fingers. The
But you
scooper
guys
is to put it in your palm
It is.
and then you use your fingers.
But you guys were using this little tiny scooper that's like the sample you get at Baskin Robbins.
Because I didn't want to get my hands
And
dirty.
then you're putting the little scooper on, and it's like, do. I mean, this is at least
Hand me your mirror.
spatula.
Oh, no, I have a mirror. I'll do
You
it.
going first?
Yeah, I'll go first. You guys talk while I put on my... While
Just
I
in
prep
case you
and
need-
put on my thing.
So,
All right, are we taking a before photo really fast?
Oh, yeah. We
we
should-
did
believe
already.
We do. Well, we took separate ones.
Wait,
unless
yeah,
I
I
wasn't
didn't.
here.
You guys know me. I didn't take any fucking pictures.
So you guys can just watch us take photos. Scooch in.
There is
Scoochie,
one
scoochie.
story that I want to talk about Sierra? There is one story I do want to talk about. I found this last night while I was roaming around. I guess this has been happening for a while, or this is a couple of days old, this news story. But there is a social studies teacher from fucking Florida.
Oh!
What is up with the fucking Floridians?
So,
Florida is the craziest state in the nation.
I'm telling you.
Florida is.
And this woman, she led a secret double life as a podcaster. But she was podcasting racist crap.
So she's a white supremacist.
Yes.
And she was podcasting about it, which, and I know you'll probably get into more of it, I despise the content and what she's doing, but as a teacher, I feel that they have their personal life after, so I probably wouldn't be as upset finding, I mean, again, it's gross, don't get me wrong.
Well, I think
I wouldn't be upset as her having one, but then it goes on later to the fact that she started to interject it into her classroom teachings.
And that's what
the
bothered
line.
me about it. So
Probably have too much water by then.
so she has this double life that she's living as this podcaster, and I thought it sparked my interest because we podcast.
Right.
And I don't know if you guys know this, but if you happen to have your own white supremacist podcast, you're being watched. There is like a group of people that watch every single episode of racist podcasts.
Yes.
Or listen to or watch. Did you know that there's NRA TV?
Yeah.
Is there?
That's not racist. They're just
No.
donuts.
No, well, but you kind of go, my mind kind of goes in that direction, right? Anyway, there are people that monitor this stuff. What are they called? Monitors?
Moderators.
Whatever. But they're not sanctioned moderators. They do it to find out who's being an ass and who's not. Huffington Post heard about this podcast, Apologetic, I think that was the name of it, and she mentioned on it that she was a teacher and that she was trying to teach her students about the danger of Jews and how Islam needed to be kicked out of the United States altogether, and that black people have lower IQs than white people. And this was the kicker. This is what totally got me. There are an inordinate amount, this is a quote, this is not us, there's an inordinate amount of black people living in New Orleans, so that hunter-gatherer mentality was not equipped to deal with the flooding during Katrina. And I fell out of my fucking chair when I heard this, and I could not believe it.
Yeah. So when I first saw it, I saw the headline, and I've kind of learned, like, don't go by the headline, but at first I'm going, ugh, she's gross. But as long as it's kept separate, like, the teachers should have
From
their
the
own
teacher
private
thing, right,
life.
right.
And as long as it's kept separate, and I read the article, and it's like, and she interjected it into her classroom and mentioned on the podcast, like, what she does, and that she's a teacher and she doesn't.
And that
at
she lied
point,
to the principal.
Yes.
And the principal came to her and said, I don't have anything to worry about, right? And she says, no. And the principal took me at my word and went away. And I'm like, holy fucking crap. How stupid can you be? I was reading some of the comments, which you should never do, especially if you are producing the podcast yourself, because your feelings get really hurt a lot. Unless you're resilient like myself or Sierra over here.
I'm squishy. You can't do that to me.
Yeah, and I'm more like, what do you mean I'm gonna die because I'm fat? That's not nice.
But I'm reading some of the comments, and
Can I make a sound real quick?
yeah. Okay.
It sounds like sex.
Oh,
It sounds like wet squishy sex. Maybe y'all don't have that, but
can you show the camera and show our
Yeah,
Facebook
so-
people?
I can hear it from here.
yeah.
Yeah.
So see, it's a gray pasty paste.
Is that enough for like all of our
I
faces?
think it is. I may have mixed too much. So that's for those of
Johnny,
you at
are
home.
you gonna come do your face too?
Don't show them where I got it on the table. All right, I'm
Johnny
gonna put it
knows.
on.
So, Johnny, you're gonna do it?
You know what? I am gonna use the big one.
You feel so far away now.
I don't know if you caught it, but it says that our faces are going to be red for 30 minutes afterwards, and don't worry,
It said
it
it-
will go away.
It said it may cause redness.
They're also going to pulsate.
And pulsing.
I'm looking forward to the
Woo,
pulsating.
that's cold.
Last time it was butterfly kisses, so that's kind of cool.
If you find that my spatula goes elsewhere,
Did you watch the Oscars this week?
I did not.
No?
No.
There was a lot of advocacy, standing up for whatever. All
Whatever
those,
your
whatever everybody.
Gun rights or gun.
Gun control, women's rights, the Me Too movement, and things like that. So
I will mention something. I mean, I watched a few, clips and everything from it, but here's the biggest thing I took from it. The Me Too movement is, super big right now. James Franco, totally not invited to the Oscars. Not going there. However, Ryan Seacrest has recently been accused by an assistant of being inappropriate. And his actually went through, he denied it, but his went through an investigation.
by his channel.
Right, by
E.
the channel, and they found that it was unfounded.
Right.
And he's still broadcast on the carpet, and most people, there was a whole thing to avoid him on the carpet. Those same people stood and applauded for Kobe Bryant, who years ago, who won an Oscar for a basketball short that he did. But years ago, he was accused of rape. But
Didn't he buy his way out of it?
Yes. She, the person ended up not wanting to press charges, and it was rumored that she got $5 million to not do so. But he got a standing ovation. And so there were reporters who asked, why did you boycott Ryan Seacrest, but you stood for Kobe? And so many people said, oh, I didn't know. I didn't know that happened.
A lot of people have forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Did you hear that, who's that little redhead lady who's like a D-list celebrity who got blacklisted
Kathy
from Hollywood?
Griffin.
Kathy Griffin's back in her first TV interview since she cut off Donald Trump's head.
Is that a good thing?
I think it's fine.
she made a mistake for sure. It kind of sucks that for Kathy Griffin, I say Kathy like we're friends, like we hang out. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan. I won't turn something on because it's Kathy Griffin.
Right.
But hers was an art thing that she held up and did some photos, and her career tanked, and the photographers wasn't.
It was
kind of
pretty
untainted.
heinous. I mean, it was kind of heinous,
Yeah, what she did.
I
yeah.
understand the political statement behind it and what you're trying to get at, but there are a lot less ways to do that than holding up an effigy of a cut-off head.
There are, right.
Yeah.
And it was like a pretty graphic one too. I think you
Yeah,
guys
like
need
there
more
was
water.
blood, and it was just.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have chosen to do it. I mean, I personally, I'm not the obvious. Oh, I like that glow of your lip gloss. I'm not the biggest Trump fan, but I would never say,
He needs to. I hear this so much from a lot of people that he needs to be taken out, that he needs to be, and they'll use the words, he needs to be shot in the head.
Right.
Please don't do that.
Don't do it.
Don't do that.
No.
At the end of the day, you may not like him, but he's still a father. He's still, somebody's husband. He's still
Barely.
well,
He's
but
a human being.
He's still a human. Yeah.
He's mentally challenged.
But he's still a human. So
I wouldn't go so far as to offend the mentally challenged. by saying that.
So he's still a person.
Yeah.
He is still
No
a
one should be
person.
advocating for the death of somebody else. Actually, one of the pet peeves that I've been having, or not been having, but one of the things that I've been thinking about the last few weeks is I tend, there's all these memes that go around that say you need to clean up all the negative people in your life.
Yeah.
Get rid
the
of all
toxic.
whether they're family.
But wait, aren't they often posted by really toxic people?
Probably.
I see a couple that
And
are.
they believe that most other people are toxic. They don't
Right.
recognize
Right.
recognize the toxicity within themselves. But I can usually tell a lot about a person by how they react to something. And is it okay if I tell this story?
I don't know which story you're talking
It's
about.
the one take them out.
Oh, yeah.
So Sierra and I were talking to somebody, and Sierra gave them some information that they needed, and the very first thing that they said was, "Well, I need to take a bitch out."
No, you can tell a little bit more about it. So, our fans should all know at this point that we're Wiccan, right?
Right.
And so I did a divination for a friend of ours, and it was about her love life, and she wanted to know what was going on. And I know you can take all of this with as many grains of salt as you need to.
Right.
And the answer is that there was a rival for the affections of the person that she is pursuing. And her first reaction was, "Oh, I'm going to take that bitch out." And I was like, whoa.
It was immediate.
What you need to do is put on some more makeup and act nice.
Look, her speech is already starting to...
My face is tightening, not pulsating. I'm trying to make this a smooth pace for you guys because I was lumpy.
And I think that's something that you really need to consider. If your first reaction to something is, I need to cut a bitch, or I need to break a knee, or I need to take him out, then maybe you should look at yourself
look at
a little
you,
bit.
Look back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the
Get
same
rid
way.
of
I'm
the
never like,
toxicity.
I mean, I had, through my whole personal life and, changes in my personal life. And I had multiple people who were like, "Do you want me to take care of business? Should I take care of business?"
I've offered.
I think it's very cool when your friends go, "I will help you bury the body." It's very funny.
Right.
It's always tongue in cheek. And
Right.
maybe when she said, I'm going to take that bitch out, it was tongue in cheek. But if you live in that tongue in cheek all the time, if you pretend to be an asshole, if you pretend to be a jerk off, if you pretend to be evil, guess what? You're probably an asshole. You're probably a jerk off. You're probably evil.
Most assholes don't know that they're assholes, though.
I know I'm an asshole.
A lot of people actually do. And they use it as their excuse. It's like, you know what? I'm a Libra. I can't make decisions. Ha, 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 ha. Fuck that. If you know you're an asshole, people have told you you're an asshole, and you go, you know what? I can get away with that because I'm already an asshole and everybody knows it. Fuck that. That's no excuse. It's not a crutch.
Are you
Just
trying to-
because you know you're a jerk does not mean you can be a fucking jerk.
Are you mad at me
No.
or something?
I love your jerkosity, your assholiness.
Right. It's one thing to be aware.
It's tempered with lots and lots of charity work.
It is. Yours is only on occasion. It's very rare. It's when it needs to be. You would actually bring your shovel and a body bag.
And you would
Literally
load in-
would do
you
that.
would load in
Even
the
though we've
car.
never needed you to, I know it's in the back of your van right now.
Don't be telling my secrets. Jesus, I already
There are
lied.
no jumper cables back there. There are plastic
Oh no,
trash
there are jumper
bags.
cables back there. That's a necessity when you have a vehicle. And
I was on a date with somebody who once said, "I can hide a body for $14." And at that moment, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to.
all right, I think that's as smooth as you're gonna get it. Here,
So I'm going to tell you a super fast story about what that sounded like. I had a friend in college, and one weekend we went back, and it was afterward, and we were having like this whole weekend, and I drove, and she brought her boyfriend, I brought mine, and
mirror.
we're driving to somewhere. What do you need?
Hand mirror.
Oh, hand mirror?
Oh, who's going next?
And
Am
we
I
were
going next?
Go for it.
Okay.
And we were driving somewhere, and all of a sudden, in the back seat, I heard this squishing, which was the exact noise. Like, it took me back. It was this exact noise that, you just had going on. So we went to see another friend in the play, and we're in the play, and I see my friend, like, just prop her legs up, and then I hear the noise again.
Is she masturbating in the
No,
car?
she was getting fucking fingered by her boyfriend in my car, in the back seat. Like, not even like, hey, here's what's gonna happen. They just did it. It just happened.
That's not nice.
So, I mean, if you're going to, if you're gonna, you okay?
It smells funny. Maybe that's just my skin.
Maybe your skin's burning off.
It doesn't feel burny. It feels tight. It does. It feels like I have dried mud on my face.
No butterfly kisses like last time.
No. This one's tolerable.
Shit's messy.
So anyway, that's what that sound reminded me of. It was in college and, well, after college. But back at school for a play and my friend getting fingered in the back seat and in the theater.
Have you been fingered in public before?
In public? Not in a theater.
It's so much fun.
I've never done it in a theater.
Where have you done it?
I don't know. I mean, I know I have. I just don't know. I mean, I'm a little older, and I've had a little bit of fingering over time. So it's definitely been done a few places.
Mine was on a school bus.
While you were in school?
On a trip.
To where were you headed?
Disneyland.
I look like a stone golem.
So could it have been on the ride? Did you ever at any point do it on the ride?
No. I was too drunk.
This was a school trip, right?
That
Sounds
is
like every
wonderful.
orchestra trip I ever took.
It was choir. It's close.
Yeah. There was at least one girl getting banged on the bus. Half of us hanging out of the hotel room smoking cigarettes. The other half sneaking vodka in our water bottles.
That's what it was. Oh, no. Peppermint schnapps. That's why I won't drink it to this day.
That's why I am dedicated to being a chaperone on all of my son's school band trips. Because I know what those little fuckers are up to.
We had chaperones. It didn't help.
True, because usually the chaperones were off either banging each other or getting drunk too, so I'm going to tell you, chaperones, they got their own thing going on.
When I needed to be chaperoned, we used to have tape on the door to keep us in the hotel room. You guys keep talking. I'll be right back.
It's at a 1/4 inch?
Yeah, but that looks good.
Okay.
Mine's pretty thin too, because I didn't mix it properly the first time.
I'll just do it where I see skin coming through. Mine's chunky. I look very chunky.
Yeah, mine's chunky too. You just gotta smooth it down.
Get it in all the crevices there. So, women who do this all the time, this is the second face mask I think I've ever done. No, probably the third, because I did this once when I was a little tiny kid, at like a sleepover or something. It's not something I do on the regular.
Me neither. Although if I'm going to do something, I usually get those ones with the face mask cut out and I put it on my face.
You get the pre-done face masks? I have some of those. I feel it's not the same experience.
It's not.
Holy shit, we have a lot left.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can we do a full body face mask after?
Is that the
for your
rinsing?
chest,
Is that the rinsing?
Yeah, the utensil rinsing bowl. Thank you.
I'm gonna do my chest and everything else.
So what were we talking about?
I don't know. What the fuck were we talking about, Facebook?
Guys, I have something fun to talk about. Well,
Okay,
it's not really fun,
we'll get us
but-
started.
So last week I brought this conspiracy theories, and I touched on it a little after the show if you watched our Facebook. And I kept thinking, like, every time there's a conspiracy theory out there, why? Like, why does somebody look at this and think, oh my gosh, that's real? Like the one time I was behind a truck and it was painted all over, like Sandy Hook was a, what's the word? What's the word when it's totally, oh, it was a hoax. Sandy Hook was a hoax. And I'm like, oh, thank you for letting me know to, steer clear of your vehicle, to like be as far away as possible. So I wanted to kind of get some info because they were coming out about the, like the kids in Parkland, and it was, just a lot going on. So I wondered why, and I wanted to look it up. And psychological research finds that some people are just more prone to believing in conspiracy theories than others. It's not because they're necessarily unintelligent, although being a more analytic person is correlated, and being less swayed by conspiracies. Instead, believing in conspiracies, psychological research informs us it's a coping mechanism to deal with the uncertainty in the world. So they also gave some other reasons why some are more susceptible to believing in conspiracy theories. And here's some if you want to, I'll put that on while you go through those.
Okay, one of them is education level. Conspiracy theories are more likely among people who are less educated, but this doesn't mean that people who are highly educated are immune. We happen to know this for a fact.
Yes, we do.
There's also effects of political ideology. In our research, we find the more radical a person's politics, both left and right wing, the more likely they are to be conspiracy theorists. We also have proof of this in our own lives. Another is collective narcissism, a personality trait where people demand the group they belong to be admired, and the people who believe their own nation and group is superior to others. Wow. I don't know any 1-point-something billion people who are like that. People who fear this thing is tightening my face up. People who feel powerless and who are more pessimistic are also more likely to believe in conspiracy theories.
That one's so true. I do find that a lot who are very much into the conspiracy theories in many cases are a very kind of negative person.
Yeah, no, they're never into conspiracy theories like, we're a seeded planet and it's wonderful. It's more like, we're a seeded planet, we're all gonna die.
But it's not just conspiracy theories. It's folk tales and things like that as well. Case in point, last night I went to the store to go get a hot dog because I love 7-Eleven hot dogs.
Mm-hmm. Who doesn't?
And the guy behind the counter, he's like all over the place. He's all scatterbrained. It's the guy that I don't like,
The meth head?
Yeah. And he says, it must be a full moon. And I said to him, well, that was a couple days ago. But science has proven that the full moon does not affect people. Mm-hmm. And he goes, I'll never believe it. So,
as Neil deGrasse Tyson says, science doesn't care what you believe.
That's right. Speaking of NDT, my big crush dude, he posted on his Instagram the clearest picture of Pluto ever. And it's beautiful. It's got reds and blues and whites. It's gorgeous.
Wait, is Pluto a planet again or still no?
Hold on. So I posted, Pluto is so beautiful for not being a planet. Mm-hmm. Not that you have to be a planet to be beautiful or anything. I just thought it was funny.
Asteroids are beautiful too.
Yes. But I had a bunch of people underneath comment. I knew it would draw the comments out. The first one, of course, was Pluto, it will always be a planet to me, or Pluto is a planet. And then one of my friends, who is a known conspiracy buff, lover, believer, that's what it is, conspiracy theory believer, he says, Pluto has been upgraded to being a planet again. And I'm like, what? I'm on the forefront of science news. I have not heard this. A year ago, or a couple of years ago, one of these Gizmodo or one of these websites did a parody April Fool's story about how scientists have decided to make Pluto a planet again, and he totally believed it. So I put under there the Snopes article or whatever, and the first thing he says, of course, is CNN lies.
I have, every time I post a Snoop article on one of my friends' Facebook pages, because they always post this stuff that's just like,
ridiculous.
I look it up.
Right.
Yeah, I look it up and it takes me 3 seconds to verify it, and it's not. And then I always get, that is a liberal left-leaning
website,
site, and I won't believe anything from there. And I'm like, but you'll believe this asinine thing that you shared. You'll believe this meme. No, I do. It doesn't need to be.
It says 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch.
Alrighty. So.
Where did it go? 1/8 to 1/4 inch.
I will
It's done thick enough.
Now, I love conspiracy theories, but I don't believe a goddamn one of them. But I love hearing them. I got started years and years and years ago when it came down to, and this one could be totally true because nobody can prove otherwise, but we are a seeded planet and we were enslaved by aliens, the first humans. I love that. I love the story behind that. I love the biblical references. Like if you go to the Bible, it says, we shall make man in our own image. And it's we, not one God, but many gods. And these were our overthrowers or enslavers or whatever. Fucking fabulous. I love this stuff. And I read about conspiracy theories all day long. And I think what really gets me, what really tickles my cockles on it, is the people who do believe it.
It tickles your cockles.
I really, really think that the people who do believe it,
You're over there tickling your cockles.
the people who do believe it, the firm believers, the ones that totally believe that all this stuff is true, those are the ones that
Wait, we need a photo.
make me hilarious.
I know. But
Wait.
we only have 10 minutes
What
left
about
in
the
show.
one that says people with Rh negative blood are actually aliens?
Aliens. I have Rh negative blood.
I'm A positive.
As do
We
I.
knew you were alien, though. Remember, we're naming
Yeah.
your vagina.
That's why, bam! Confirmed. I confirmed that shit right there.
Everybody?
All right. Group photo. You got to turn the camera around.
So we'll keep talking. Johnny, say something.
Yep, that's it. All right, I'm taking
So-
mine off.
Something
Thank you for engaging.
in the way
Of course,
she
the
moves.
big one right now is the whole flat Earth thing, right? Which is completely unbelievable that people really believe this. But there are tens of thousands. There is a whole society. They made a society for themselves, the Flat Earth Society, which is so crazy.
I don't. Well, I have nothing to say on that.
I love
Because
the
I'm like, I'm not a flat
I love the
earther.
one meme that says that there are, flat Earth believers all over the globe.
All over.
And then a friend of mine, a few months ago, a friend of mine sent me one about the pyramids in Antarctica. Right? And the only thing that came to my mind was the Alien versus Predator movie, because that's where the fight took place. Which, I love that movie, even though it was probably one of the stupidest of the franchise. I still love that movie. I love the Predator character and the Alien character.
I love them
characters.
too, separately.
I've never watched them.
You've never seen the movie where they're together?
There's multiple movies where they're together.
Oh, there's only one that I know of.
No, there's multiple.
You have never seen an Alien or a Predator movie? What is wrong
I
with
once
you?
saw V. Does that count?
V for Vendetta?
Yeah.
V is good.
V is good.
Wait, is it V for
No,
Vendetta?
it's V. Whatever those.
The lizard
The
people?
lizard
Lizard
people.
people
Yeah,
that
that was
pull
the
the
TV,
TV show.
series.
Yeah, so that's what really heightened my fear.
That's where
of the
Freddy
dark.
got his start.
That's the TV show, right?
Yeah,
Who did?
Freddy Krueger,
Oh, okay.
Nightmare on Elm
Well,
Street.
I remember
Yeah, that's
seeing
where
it
he
as
started.
a kid, and it scared the fucking shit out of me. And that was it. Hence the fear of the dark.
This does not come off easy and it hurts like a bitch.
I tend to have a lot of unfounded fears anyway. Like, I'm afraid of sharks in a pool. I think I've said it on here before.
My mom will not walk into any water that she cannot see the bottom of.
Well, it's a good idea. Like, have you ever been into Lake Mead? There's fucking dead bodies in there. That's not even a secret.
But she actually has a story that goes along with it. A neighborhood girl of hers. My mom is a country girl. She used to live in the country.
The country of Thailand.
Yes. And but in the country of Thailand, because Thailand has urban areas. But she lived in the country where you had to go out and find your vegetables for dinner. So as a child, she was always sent out by her parents to go forage for vegetables.
Give me
And
the clean water bowl.
one of the vegetables, you might want to put some more water in it. One of the vegetables grew in the shores that stuck up out of the water in the shores.
Sorry, you're all.
Sorry. So she goes in, of course, and pulls the vegetables or whatever.
She pulls the what? Can you show me again?
She pulls the vegetables and goes home. Her friend, also out foraging, her friend who's her age, because all the children get to do this, is also in the water foraging for vegetables.
Not safe for work.
And I'm sorry to laugh, but then was pulled under and drowned.
Oh, that's horrible. So I'm chuckling throughout the story like, what happened then, huh? What happened then? And it ends with someone dying. That is the worst fucking story.
So this is the reason my mom will never go into water that she can't see the bottom of.
Wow.
5 minutes.
I do not have enough time to take this face mask off.
And
Well,
this
you
is
can't
why-
leave. You can't leave here till you do.
I
We
don't know,
we want to
I
see
guess-
we want to see the red pulsating face.
I know. I
Yeah,
don't
right,
feel
there is
anything
no pulsating.
There's no pulsating.
I think there's more pulsing from me moving in the chair than there is on my face.
My forehead is super cold though. It's like,
Yeah, it's chilly when you put it on.
I don't know if it's the tightness that makes it feel super cold.
It's the air. It's the water evaporating out of the clay that makes it feel cold. Evaporative cooling, motherfuckers.
Such a nerdy answer. Like, I wanted something. I wanted, like, this cool answer.
What did you expect?
Like, it's sucking out the toxins and releasing endorphins that are going to rush through your body and contribute to levels of awesomeness.
Well, you know the clay contains electrolytes.
Does it?
Sorry.
I didn't know that.
Every time I hear the word electrolytes, I know it's in regular drinks that you can buy now over the counter, but I think of the movie Idiocracy. Have you ever seen that movie?
I did see that.
Okay. One of my favorite movies ever. Everything is better with electrolytes.
Right. I did see that. I had never seen it before, and then I had a friend recommend it, and it was really good.
Yeah, it was very
It's funny.
Boy, for yours being super thin, it still kind of
It
clays
is.
up
I
there,
can
doesn't it?
feel Yeah, I can totally feel it.
So you do not need a quarter to an eighth of an inch.
Yeah, so you don't need to pile it on like you're building a house on your face.
It says a quarter to an eighth of an inch. I followed the
They
instructions.
say that so you go through it fast and then have to buy more.
Oh.
You make it thin enough.
Do you
So
think
it
it's going to
dries
suck
and
out all the
sucks.
dirt from your pores?
Yeah, absolutely. Is that a razor?
Fucking
What
putty
is that
knife.
razor?
You know, your credit card might work.
No, this hurts just like this. I'm not scraping my face too. Motherfucker.
I want to use the razor. Will it work on my legs?
It's a putty knife, not a razor.
Oh, it's a putty knife? I thought it was a weird pocket razor.
It's a
Like,
scraper.
I thought he's over there shaving pubes,
It's
like,
probably a scraper, right?
between shows.
It's a razor scraper.
blade scraper.
You
Will it
scrape
cut me?
shit off the floor. Gum. off the
Gum.
floor with it.
Do you have to get the gum out from under the table? Oh my god, we still have so much more. I really want to clay my ass. Like, just to be able to say that I clayed my ass.
Well, take it home.
That
Clay
might
your
be enough
ass.
for your ass.
Well,
It's not gonna dry out. Trust me. Take it home. Clay up your booty.
So I can't read the comments. Can you read the comments?
yeah, depends on what type of asshole. I'm an asshole on stage. I have a few qualms, which I can and cannot get away with on stage.
Who's that?
But I'm an antisocial, depressed mess. Vendetta. Someone said Jack Daniels. I did at Disney World multiple times. We used to go all the time. Rides I fingered X's on. I actually have to click see more on that because the list. Peter Pan, Pirates of the Caribbean, and the least safe was on
Is that Jasper?
the Tower of Terror. Again, Florida is wild. All celestial bodies matter. I love the Hollow Earth conspiracy. It would
Oh!
be great. Nishoba said,
Wait. There's the hollow earth with crystals in the middle of the earth.
And Hollow Earth with a lost civilization.
Yep, which
I
is
like
kind of
that one.
awesome. I love the hollow earth
Nishoba
one.
said, wet the towel and let it sit on the mask for a minute to soften before wiping.
Oh.
Where's the other mirror?
Here, I'll use my little mirror.
Sure, okay. So,
We're
I'm
probably gonna
almost
need to
dry.
borrow the bathroom key so you can wash yours off in the bathroom.
Is it
Yeah,
that thick?
you need the putty knife. Like you need that putty knife. I'm almost dry, except for this little section, but
I look
you're
cool,
gonna have
though.
to putty that shit off.
I look very Hulk-esque.
You do.
I look like I have grayscale, that disease from Game of Thrones.
Wait, that's an awesome picture right there. So, what is your favorite conspiracy theory, do you think?
Mine? Seated planet.
You like that one too? It's one of my favorites.
I do.
It's also one of my favorites because so many people feed into it.
Do you
I
wanna
like
mine?
it because it's one of those ones that is conceivable. I mean, totally not real, but conceivable. I can understand why people would think
We
that.
can't prove or unprove it.
William said forget face masks. Use apricot facial scrub. That stuff is like 80% grit sandpaper. I use it
Hell
daily.
yeah.
I
use
love
that daily.
apricot
I use
facial
that
scrub.
shit too.
I like
oh,
the
that
grapefruit
hurts like a
one because
motherfucker.
it brightens your skin. May I have a water?
Oh, cocksucker. You want some
So-
clean water? Here.
Oh yeah, there we go.
I've got a rinse bowl and a
So-
poop bowl, apparently.
Well, let me have one of those wet towels so I can put my face under it. But you guys have to talk because I'm going to
Yeah,
be
we're
under
gonna
a towel.
talk.
So, my favorite conspiracy theory that Toby Flenderson is really the Grand Strangler
Who's
on
what?
The Office.
He's the what
He's
strangler?
from The Office, the show, the Scranton Strangler.
Scranton. Oh, Scranton.
Oh. So this is a completely fictional. I mean, not that they're all not completely fictional,
Yep,
but
they're all completely fictional. Mine is just as important. Mine just so happens to be based on the theory of what I feel happened on a TV show.
Oh, this makes it hard to breathe.
No, you're okay. Just
It's like I'm being waterboarded.
tap out if you need to. Tap out when the time is right.
oh my god. Johnny, you can just turn the video off at any time. I know we're over by like 5 minutes on our regular time.
Are we over? I don't think we're over yet.
Yeah, we are. We're way over. How far
So-
over are we?
Only 3 minutes.
Not
Johnny,
too
what's your
bad.
favorite conspiracy theory?
You just don't want people to see the results.
Oh, I don't care if they see the results or not.
Okay.
We're going to post pictures.
So,
That's one of the whole points of doing this, anyway.
next time we should try a flat. I'll look for some. We should try the flat
Next time we need to start earlier.
face one. That's true. We should start from the get-go.
Yeah, we should open the show with us putting the masks on.
Or already have them on. That might be an idea.
That would require everyone to get here early.
Some of us try really hard. So anyway, the apricot. I don't know what's happening. To those of you who are listening as a podcast, I'm sorry because you're really fucking missing out.
Go to YouTube and watch the video, motherfuckers. Watch the video.
Swear to God, it's like being water.
It's kind of amazing. You look great.
I'm so glad.
Poke a little hole for the mouth.
I'm actually super glad I didn't take a shower beforehand. Because I
Is
can
Johnny
go home
gone?
and take a shower
Johnny's
now.
going to do something. Oh, there is a better theory that proves that Jim is actually the strangler. So I'm not aware of that theory, but Vendetta, if you could somehow email me
This is a TV
something
theory?
to that theory,
Yeah.
it's a huge thing for like office nerds.
The thing is that
For
this
that.
mask did not just get on my face. It is literally all over the front of me.
It
Yeah, I've got
is.
that going on too.
We're gonna have to buy Johnny a new tablecloth.
Or we could offer to take it home and wash it.
You gonna come bring it back tomorrow morning?
No
Well,
way.
then.
I live
We could
nowhere
bring
near
it
here.
Sunday.
I need a wet tablecloth. I need a wet towel.
Oh, you need more paper towels? I got more.
No. I need a wet one. God damn it! Listen to me.
This is put this over.
Oh,
What the
okay.
heck, girl?
Sorry.
Hey,
Oh, I have some of those too.
oh my God, ass wipes. Can I use the ass wipes on my face?
I've been using ass wipes.
Oh, I do have this on really thick, don't I?
Have you?
Yeah,
So thank you. So talk about this weekend.
I did.
Oh, you did? Did I
weren't
miss
here.
it?
You weren't here. You missed it.
Oh.
So yes, I went gaming with the nerds and I had a lot of
No,
fun.
this coming weekend.
Oh, this coming weekend, I am taking Toxie to a Renaissance fair at the London Bridge in Lake Havasu.
Lake Havasu.
So if you're in the Lake Havasu area on Saturday, bring $15, come to the London Bridge Renaissance Fair, and you can walk around. You can see my boobs all pushed up in the booby thing that I'm going to
Oh,
wear.
are you gonna
Are
all
you
dress
dressing
up?
Yeah, I'm going to dress up. I always dress up. The boy will dress up.
Do you want to dress up?
I will not be dressed up, nor will the girl.
Oh, because that's right, because you're bringing your daughter.
Oh, then maybe you shouldn't
Yeah.
invite everybody to come out since she's bringing her daughter.
Well, she's bringing her son.
Yeah, I'm bringing my son.
Yeah, but he's
It's
a
family
boy.
thing.
So?
My if someone talks inappropriately to my daughter, she'll punch him in the nuts. So I'm not too worried.
Well, it certainly does leave a redness on my face.
It does, but it leaves a redness. Wait, but it's around here like you were sucking a huge cock, and it really stretched you out. Like it really stretched
have you
you
ever
out.
had your lips rubbed so raw from sucking cock before that you didn't want it to touch anything? It's one of the reasons I move my face away when someone wants to kiss me. Is I've been sucking their cock too hard.
I don't know what kind of sandpaper dick you've been sucking.
I'm wondering the same.
I mean, like, did he just, like,
girl.
because I've met guys who have hair on their actual dicks and they shave it so they don't look like a chimpanzee penis.
Right.
But they're usually pretty considerate about keeping it shaved so you're not sucking stubble. Were you sucking stubble?
No,
So,
just going to town.
Jeez.
but do you like salivate to add to the experience, or is it like?
Of
I like
course.
doing that porn thing where I let my spit just like dangle between me and the penis.
Why do you guys love that so much?
Because they're gross.
It is
Right.
gross.
Men are disgusting.
I'm doing this
I mean-
to the whole thing.
Don't get me wrong. I love a dirty man. Can I, while you guys are trying to despackle your faces, I had a friend come to me who has, she has a problem.
Okay.
She has a ridiculous crush on a guy, right? I mean, ridiculous. It's adorable, really, is what it is.
It is
Super
adorable. I know this friend.
Yeah. She wants to ask him to do something, but she's super
Let
afraid.
me. Can I?
She's been completely friend zoned. Like actual, AK. But P.S. And by the way, I'm friend zoning you. Like almost, she's completely friend zoned.
We've had Stephanie on the show. Can I? So we've had Steph on the show before, who we love, right? The furry,
Right.
the squirrel.
Hula hooper. Yes.
Yes, the hooper. And she, on occasion, will advertise, and I love this, who wants to be my cuddle buddy for the night.
Right.
It's totally platonic.
But that
where
was
you
before she had her boyfriend. She hasn't done this.
That's true. She hasn't done it in a while, in almost a year. But she would do that often, and people would come over, and they would just cuddle and watch TV. So, it was suggested,
That
it was proposed.
Yeah, our friend and her crush made like an offhanded comment that they would be cuddle buddies or something like that. And she really wants to take him up on this offer, but she's afraid to because obviously women who ask men to cuddle with them are crazy. Right?
Are they?
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
Do you think? I don't know if it's crazy. Not in this climate. Not in this day and age. Do you think? This is what I think. I don't think that if you have a crush on a person, you can be a platonic cuddle buddy. I think your shit is gonna get hard or juicy,
Did you take my ass wipe?
and the other person's gonna know about it. Your pheromones are gonna be flying,
have another one.
and they're gonna know that you want to bone them or take the bone. One of the two.
Take the bone. I like that, by the way.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm going to. I don't know if I'm gonna be like. Just spend the whole night cuddling. Like, is this a person who would just follow through with the cuddling?
Yes.
I don't know. Is she into it? Like, does she want to do it and she doesn't think
Yes.
he will?
No, yes, she absolutely is into it. She's not certain if he will or if he was just offering to be nice because he really is a really nice guy. I really feel for her because honestly, he's like super nice and she's super nice and together they would be super nice, but they can't be together.
Really quick, randomly popping in to find the video, having no context, one might assume the first SinCityBounty Bukkake party was a wonderful success. And it was. And you are smiling way too much over there, but I guess it was a success.
If it was a bukkake of one, the only male in the studio right now is Johnny Fever. He had more than enough to cover us all.
So then it wouldn't be a bukkake because it was only one. So what is that, a spray and wash? I mean, I don't... What is it?
No, it's called a facial.
What is for all three? Like, if one can, like, spray on all three, what is it called? Stud? I don't know.
I've been
What is
saving
the-
it up.
Feel my forehead.
I like spray and wash. That works really good.
My forehead is
That's
super
what it was.
smooth.
We had our first spray and wash. Andy, I'm a phone call away.
Is that Andy Martello?
So yeah. so
Hashtag
next
celebrity crush Andy Martello. Woo, he's awesome. Sorry.
We need to have him back on the show again.
Creepy
Just no
stalker.
rape jokes this time, Andy.
Hey, rape isn't funny unless you're raping a clown.
Even that is not funny.
No, it's not. Clowns are people too.
No, they're not. Have you met them? Creepy.
Yeah, no, I don't love clowns. By the way, my fucking clown neighbor moved.
He moved?
Yes!
You have no more creepy clowns.
I have no more creepy clowns, and I swear to God, if they left the fucking clowns in the new neighbors, like put them up at Halloween, I'm going to piss in their yard.
You know, I can't hate on clowns anymore because I realize that I have a really good friend who her and her husband are clowns.
They're nice clowns, though. They're not evil.
I'm sure clowns are nice. They just creep me out. Like, I'm sure they're nice. I'm not going to invite one in my bed. There's the criteria for just how nice we're talking.
I'm rubbing clay out of my eyebrows. That's not a statement I ever thought I'd do.
I definitely have to totally shower. I
Yeah.
have hair. I have clay in my hair.
It's all in my hair.
I don't feel any different. Do I look cleaner? Are my
You
pores
don't look nearly
cleaner?
as red as my pale ass guy.
No, because I'm Asian.
Yeah.
Things don't affect me quite that way,
I
you
know.
white person.
My skin is a little smoother on my forehead, but I can't tell if that's because I have a layer of dirt on there still from the clay. You want to feel my
You
forehead?
do have her forehead's super soft.
Which is totally possible.
Feel my forehead.
Okay.
You'll have road.
Okay.
Does anybody want some face moisturizer?
I
Last
have
week
some
I thought
too.
my face was
All
kind
right.
of crap.
So should we shut down for Johnny so he can go home?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, that's it. You spray and go. That's it. There's no fucking cuddling. There is no conversation. You're
So-
not going to pretend to be into us.
Johnny
You're like,
could never
"Let's
be
go."
a platonic cuddle buddy.
So
right?
our friend,
You could never be a platonic cuddle buddy. See, that's why I don't. I love the idea. In fact, I told our friend. I said, "Look, the safest way for you to have a platonic cuddle buddy night is to make sure that it's safe. Bring other people, and it'd be
Right,
like a
it'll be a
group
cuddle party.
cuddle buddy.
group cuddling. We
Right?
used to call them orgies.
It's just cuddling, though. Well, and it's not everybody cuddle together. It's you pair off and you go do your cuddle thing. I told my friend. I said, "Look,
I'm just gonna show
I
you when get home.
will call one of my old friends and force them to come to this thing."
You and I can go cuddle together. for
Hey,
her.
there we
That's what
go.
we're gonna
But
do.
here's
There
the
we
thing.
go.
Okay, so she likes him. He's like, it's just platonic.
It's unknown.
But I
Yeah.
don't know if I was really into a guy. I don't know if I would be comfortable cuddling with him, knowing that it can't go any
See,
further.
that's what she was kind of like too. She was like, I'm not certain I can just cuddle with him.
Yeah.
And
I
so-
think
I'm
it's
on the same
dangerous.
page
I
with
think
her.
it's
I
dangerous
think
for
you
people who
won't-
like each other to
I
cuddle.
think you won't know until you try.
And that's why I think it should be done in a group setting.
And will she be okay if at the end?
He goes
And why? But why cuddle him if it can't go anywhere? Then why cuddle him? Like, why not just move on to the next guy to
We could
cuddle?
probably get the Red Rooster or the studios to sponsor it.
a cuddle night? No, I don't think that's where she wanted it to go.
Oh wait, I will not cuddle in one of those beds. Do you know how many people have jizzed in those beds? Do you know how much DNA is in one of those rooms?
I have jizzed on a couple of those beds in one of those rooms.
And with that note, I'm Alexia.
Toxie.
And crackly faced Sierra,
We're Sin City Bounty. We'll be back next week.
if you're brave enough.
Later, bitches.
Facebook is still on.
Oh, sorry, babe.